guys, today I will be making a ping pong project. It's going to be 1 player, and the next video I make will be 2 player. It'll basically be continuing this one, but making it have 2 players instead of just 1. So, what I'm going to start with is deleting Scratch first of all, and I'm going to get like a ball. Either a ball or a basketball. It doesn't really matter. You can choose whichever one you want. You don't really have to choose the one that I choose. I think I'm going to do like a ball. There you go. And then we need a paddle to hit the ball, like ping pong. You can choose the button. You can choose. You can pretty much choose whatever you want. I'm just gonna choose. I'm trying to find something that looks more like a paddle, because I don't really want to make it that different than what ping pong usually is. But if you guys want to, you can. There it is, paddle. There we go. We got the paddle and we got the ball now. I'm gonna save just in case I leave and I don't want to have to find all of that stuff again. So first I'm gonna do is make the pad. Actually, I need one more thing before I'm actually done. I need the fire, whatever you want to call it, at the bottom. Because if the ball touches the bottom, we want the game to be ended. There we go, saving project, and saving. Okay, it's taking a while, but we know it will eventually. Yeah, it's saved. Okay, so what I'm first gonna do is move this down here. So I'm gonna change the X to 0. Change the Y to, let's say, -130. There we go. That should be good. I can make it a little bit lower, I think. That's better. Yeah. So I'm gonna save this, and there we go again. First of all, of course, we need a when green flag clicked. You'll find out why I changed the point right now, because I changed where the thing starts, because I want this block to show that number. By default, this go to X, Y, it will default to the number that it is at right now. It's a really handy little trick in Scratch. So since it goes there, now I want it to be able to move left and right. I think I'm going to do that by I think I'm going to do that by using the arrow keys or the WASD. I'm going to show how to do it, so it lets you do or this or that. It's a or operation block. I'm also going to need an if then or else block, because I have multiple things that can happen. There we go. Need to duplicate this. There we go. So it's key. I'm just gonna do key left, or A, because A is on the left for WASD. Then I'm gonna duplicate that, put it right here. I'll make this right arrow. And right arrow is D. Change this one to D. There we go. Save now, and there we go. Now the ball will be able to hit the paddle. I mean, it won't be able to hit the paddle yet, but the paddle will be it won't exactly be able to move, We're just right now setting the foundation for the moving blocks. So what we can do here, if key left arrow pressed, we can do move, change. You could either do move 10 steps or change X by. It's pretty much the same thing. There's just a little difference in like steps and pixels. It might be the same, but I don't really know. So I'm gonna keep it like change X by 10. Duplicate this. Actually, I'm gonna have to put this to -10 because left is negative and right, or okay, left is backwards. Left is backwards, which is also negative, and right is forwards, which is positive. So we have to put -10 and +10. I think it'll work if I try it right now. It's not working. That means something's wrong. Oh, well, wait, what was wrong? I always forget this part. Is I forgot to put a forever loop around the if. Because if we just put an if, it'll only check for this statement once. And if we put a forever block, it keeps checking forever. Save. And let's go. Now let's try it. Yep, there we go. It's letting me move now. And it's pretty solid moving, so you can like hold it and it'll move. Hold it. As you can see, it is pretty hard to get it back to 0, but it doesn't really matter because if I start it all over again, it will spawn to 0. Now, I'm going to code the ball to be able to move itself. So when clicked, forever, I'm just going to do a turn block. Let's say, I'm going to do pick random because I don't want it to just keep turning the same way again and again and again. So turn, pick random, and I do not want it to be in the forever loop by itself, otherwise it won't really work. So I'm going to put an if then else with turn, pick random, and let's save. So if the ball touches the paddle, that's what we want to do. So we're going to go to sensing. So if touching, and choose the paddle. If touching paddle, then turn, pick random, say 1, 2. We don't want to do 180. So let me see if there's another block that might work. Here it is. Point in direction. It will be a little better because it will let us choose the direction itself. So I'm going to do point in direction 1 to -90 to 90. The reason I'm doing this is because right here, you can see direction 90. And we can see 90 is a straight, and -90 is the opposite. If I can get a straight -90, which is pretty hard, so I'm just going to put... There we go. As you can see, it's just a straight angle. It's a straight angle. There we go. We can save that. Saving. Okay, we're just going to let that save. Now we have it coded so that when it touches the paddle, it will point. It'll bounce off the paddle, I guess you can say. And we also want to add the block if on edge bounce, because we don't want it to just go off the edge and just keep moving off the edge, and that won't really work how we want it to. I think I'm gonna put this on the side because I'm gonna put it later. Now I want to add another if and else, because if it's touching the red line, we want it to stop all, because we just want the game to end. What you can do, it's like a choice. You can make a backdrop that just says you lose and put the backdrop on. That works too, but it kind of lets you just keep playing the game. So you could do stop all and put the backdrop. That could do it too, I guess. So if touching the line, then stop all. Here it is, stop all. We could just stop some of the game, but I don't really want to do that. I just want to let it go. So let's see if it works. And as you can see, it is not moving. So what we need to do is make it move. So I'm just going to put move 10 steps. We could make it a higher than 10. I'm going to change this to like, I'm going to make it point in a direction in the beginning. What you could do is just change this right here. I'm not sure that would work that well though. So let's change it right now. Let's say 30. Just random. That did not work. So what we need to do, if we put if on edge bounce in the beginning. This isn't really working because it's just bouncing off and coming back in, back in, back in. We want it to bounce and just keep moving. So we need to put the point in direction in the beginning, not that. There we go. Save. Just keep moving. Now, as you can see, I was a bit late. There we go. It's working. There's a really nice glitch that's hard to do. If you move the paddle into the ball, it just roll around inside the ball. That's very handy if there's a score, which I am going to add right now. So it is saved because there's no save now sign. We don't really need to put anything on the line. Not really. Now I'm going to add a score. You could add a score for the amount of seconds it's alive, or you could put a score for every time it touches the paddle. I think I'm going to do it for the amount of seconds it survives. If you would do it for the amount of times it touches the paddle, you would just put increase score by 1 right here under point in direction. Or before point in direction. It doesn't really matter. It just has to be inside that little space. Now let's save it. So I haven't really done anything yet. We go to variables and make a new, or I could just rename this variable to score. And there we go. There's the score. I'm going to put the score. I'm gonna show the score because I want the score to be shown. And I'm gonna put right here at the beginning, set score to 0, because I don't want you to be able to continue the score. I could do that, but I don't really want to. You could do that if you want to. And I'm gonna make a little timer. Let's see. There we go. It's gonna be in a new section. So when clicked, and forever. So you want the timer to keep repeating forever. Wait 1 second. Actually, we don't want to put a forever block. So I think I'm going to put repeat until, and make a new variable. This is like a little broadcasting thing. There's a broadcasting method, but I don't really want to use that. This is a little more simple in my opinion. So I'm gonna call this X. No, X wouldn't really work well, so I have to have something that really defines what it is. So broadcasting. I'm just gonna call it broadcasting. I don't want to show it because it's just going to be a little side variable that helps me do the timer. So repeat until it equals. Go. Broadcasting equals 1. I guess what I could do is just call it end, and that'd make a lot more sense. So I guess I'm just going to do that. There you go. It should, yep, it changed that automatically to end, even though when I put it, it was broadcasting. So wait 1 second, and change. We don't want it to be end though, we want it to be change score by 1. So it increases. And you're probably wondering, why did I put repeat until end equals 1? Because there's no other thing of end. It'll just keep repeating forever. So what we need to do is set end to 0 in the beginning, so it doesn't, like, since last time is 0, last time was 1 maybe, it'll just keep the 1. We don't want it to keep the 1, otherwise the score is 0 automatically and will stay 0. So this is a very important block, even though it's only 1 block. Now I'm going to put change end by 1 right here in front of stop all. So this will end this, and it will end this. It will end the whole game, and it will end the score. Otherwise, the score will just keep going on, even though the game is pretty much ended. And I think that's it, but I'm going to try it out and see if I can find any other mistakes. What we don't want to do for the ball is put change x by instead of move, because the change x by would only change left and right. It won't change like wherever it's facing, because the move 10 steps is like what I was saying. There is a little difference, and the difference is that move 10 steps is just move in the direction you're facing, while change x is just change left and right. So yeah, I think that is all for this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!